My name is Harriet Chiggai. Currently, I work for His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, as the advisor, cabinet level appointee on women rights. I'm the advisor on women rights. My career journey in terms of where I've come from, I'm a lawyer by profession. I have worked at various institutions, including government boards. In my few years of practice, I have run my own law firm. I have been able to be the Secretary General at the East African Law Society. And you can see those are organizations that run and manage lawyers within the East African region. I was a council member and vice president at the Law Society of Kenya. So I have served government before in different phases. I've served government boards, Kibabi University, Seku University, Kenya Industrial Estates, and within those boards, I managed to serve in various committees, including Accounts and Finance, the Governance Committee, HR. So I have really worked and done a lot for the government. I also mentor young people with a forte of university students, and that I have done for so many years during my tenure as the Vice President of the Law Society of Kenya and my service within the East African region. So in a nutshell, that is basically who I am, a lawyer by profession. I have a master's, an MBA in corporate governance from KCA University. I think we were the second cohort or the third cohort to take up that particular course with KCA University. And I've also been a corporate lawyer. I worked at ISPAC, starting from a very low position. I went to ISPAC as a program officer. And I'm the one who fashioned the Directorate of Legal. By the time I was leaving, the legal department was a directorate. It was senior management, So for me, really, it has been a career path in terms of growth, learning in the process, various challenges. It's never easy. I don't know why people make assumptions that things are easy. But I always say whatever the hurdles you find along the way shape your future. They're just preparing you for the future because the ahead things are tougher. First, it's interesting how I found myself in KCA because we were looking for a particular course. I remember me and a friend of mine called Catherine, who's also a lawyer. And interesting enough, both of us had registered to do the same course with Nairobi University. And we registered with KCA as well, but KCA came through first. By the time we were getting our letters from Nairobi University, we had already made up our mind that we were going to sit with KCA. So what really attracted me when I walked into the KCA University vis-a-vis then what I had found in the other university was the fusion and the displayment of how the classes were. First, the classes were very executive. And when I walked into the other universities, you find there's no difference between the current classes that you want to walk in and the classes that we were when we were doing our undergrad. So for me, that was an attractive point, actually, to be very honest. I walked into this class, they had screens, they had executive chairs and desks as compared to many universities. So for me, that was a plus and it was very attractive. And then I remember, first class, we were just about 20 people in class vis-a-vis the other universities. So I thought that was a very good learning, conducive environment to learn, It also made me realize we had to move into the tech, because we had to prepare our own papers and we had to do class presentation. So in KCA University, either way, you had to appear in class. In most universities, anyone can sit papers for you. So, and I must say I enjoyed my learning period at KCA University because it was very, very involving, There was a personal touch between the students and our lecturers. The classes were very practical. The class presentation was very different because it was an on learning. You had to be present. And I remember the class, we started about 2021, but we finished about 12. So it was very intense. And it was one of those classes that you'd really feel bad missing because of how the classes were fashioned. So I think I missed about 2 classes because of work, because I was working at that time. But I had also promised myself that I'll finish my master's within the 2 years that I had been allocated. So you find if you must do something, you must really, really allocate time. I remember I didn't have a social life because we were working 8 to 5, and then you go to class. What time do you even have to socialize, But we had to make a deliberate step with my good friend Catherine, who we finished and graduated at the same day, because we had to push each other. And I must say the lecturers were also very good lecturers. We didn't have lecturers who punished us for being in school. Let me use that as a saying. Because when you listen to most students, their biggest complaint is the lecturers. Oh, I can't find my lecturer. I have done this. My lecturer is taking me around. Oh, I had to go and meet my lecturer at a cafe. I spend my whole day there. So KC University actually has very dedicated lecturers. They are very good. We still remember them. They are very good lecturers actually. And we would find them and they would guide us through. So normally I say there's no monopoly of knowledge. And you see, as students, we're expected to do more research than your lecturers. But we found lecturers who are willing to direct us where we can get information. So I think that's a big plus for KC University. Because personally, I believe education should not be a punishment. People should enjoy being in class. People should enjoy reading. So that's what happened to me during my master's. In fact, I keep saying that it's the one paper that I'm really proud of because I know how hard I worked, the sweat. Above all, I paid for it myself. It was a paper that your parents didn't have to put school fees. I invested in myself. So I think those are the joys I have from the university. First, when we were taking the leadership and governance, or rather the governance, the MBA in governance, corporate governance, I think KC University was the only university that was doing it, and maybe Nairobi University. I made a deliberate, it was very intentional for me to do governance because that's the forte, that's the niche I wanted to put myself into. To combine that with my law, and because I have this love for leadership, I needed it. So for me, I did it strategically because that is where I needed my future to be. I was already in various leadership spaces, but I needed the skill. So it is the skill set that I was looking for. And I must say it has helped me quite a bit. It's the one paper that I use the most. Yeah, because when you look at my career progression has been in the leadership and governance space, including where I am right now. At the time, I think after that, I got appointed in various boards. So I used the skills that I learned in KCA in all my appointed positions. Matters to do with analysis of audit reports, matters to do with finance, matters to do with strategic management, planning. So you find for me, that paper has been very valuable. I use it up to now. It has shaped my skill set. Even within my private practice, I managed to do a lot. Well, for me, just like I said, an alumni association is very important. And maybe I should commend the university, KC University, for putting the alumni get-together in place. Because most people say when you meet to have a cup of tea or eat in your neighbor's house, it's not because you don't have, but it's because it's a good time to commune and share good ideas. So for me, it's important that KCA alumni should formulate itself as a family for progression. And it's important that the alumni attend so that we get to know each other, we get to network. The time that you spend within the alumni association should mean something. It should not be a wasted time. Just like I said, you cannot replace time. So it's important that you fuse programs that will be attractive to the alumni association or to the alumni of the university. It's important you fish out and get the data where these alumni are, what they're doing, and what you think they'll bring as value to the university. How do they shape the structure of the university and the growth margins of the university? So for me, I think it's an important thing. It's good to have a sitting as a society that moves together. They can put a lot up. and they can think through and come up with programs that can support the university and the students at large. So for me, I'll urge the alumni, members of the university who are alumni should actually attend. Yeah, they should actually attend. And even as they come to attend, they should have ideas of how they are going to improve the university and themselves, because it's a good networking venture. Yeah. For instance, the lawyers within the alumni, can they get to network with the business people? The CEOs within the alumni, are they willing and able to support the others? And alumni association as well as a whole, are they willing and ready to support the students? What policies are the universities putting in place to ensure that the university broad margin and the succession plan is apt? So those are things that alumni associations can shape. Yeah.